It's here. It's finally here. We've finally laid eyes on the thing we've all been waiting to see for months, and I, for one, cannot wait to talk about it. What's changed? What's new? There are hundreds of tiny details to be examined to figure out just what we saw, and then dozens of debates to be had about what they mean. That's right, Smash Bros. Ultimate has officially been announced, and not only that, we've got hours of gameplay, including some of the best Smashers in the world to pour over. Hey, I'm Adrian with the Leaderboard, and this is what we learned about Smash Ultimate. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon to become part of the notification squad. Before we go diving too deep, let's take a look at what Sakurai and his pals told us directly in their near half-hour trailer for the game. I'm sorry, but I've got to talk about the biggest news first. Ridley is finally in Smash. Get it? Big? Nintendo already made that joke? Ah, whatever. Along with Ridley's long-awaited scaling down, the Inklings make their Smash debut, making a total of 2 newcomers for Smash Ultimate so far. And I'd say so far because I expect two more at least. That may seem like a curiously low number, considering there were more than 10 times that in the transition between Brawl to Smash 4, but that's because, as they put it so eloquently in the reveal video, everyone's here. Snake, Ice Climbers, Wolf, Pichu, every character from every single Smash Bros. Game is in Smash Ultimate, which, yeah, come to think of it, probably why they're calling it Ultimate. Young Link, Toon Link, regular Link, that's so many links you could get a pretty good start on making some chainmail. Sakurai said that he hopes we don't expect too many newcomers, since they've focused on putting everyone else in the game, but he also said they're keeping some stuff under wraps for later. So as long as we're putting dream characters in Smash, maybe Geno is still on the table? Oh yeah, there's one more newcomer we have to talk about. Daisy, who the Smash Bros. Team used to introduce us to the concept of Echo Fighters. This seems like it's the official term for what we used to call clones. Characters who are almost the same as another character, only with slight differences, like Lucina and Dark Pit. So Daisy will mostly be like Peach, but not completely. But while we've got a huge roster of fighters to look forward to right now, we also had some slightly more unfortunate news. In the course of showing off assist trophies, of which Sakurai confirmed there will be over 50, they decided to showcase the new ability to KO these fighters like any other. And who better to demonstrate that on than, God, I almost can't say it, Waluigi. Yes, everyone's favorite purple anti-plumber will not be making his playable premiere, despite his come up recently in games like Aces. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Alright, now that that's done with, let's get to the other stuff confirmed in the trailer, cause there's a whole lot of it. Ultimate doesn't just refer to every character being here, those characters are being developed into their ultimate selves too. That means a whole lot of well thought out quality of life changes. Samus and other characters with charge attacks can now charge in the air, Shulk can toggle his Monado forms using tilts rather than mashing furiously and going past the wrong one, and a bunch of characters got more visible indicators of stored moves, like Villager's Pocket, Cloud's Limit, and Rob's Jetpack Fuel. It's on him, you can actually see it. That even means some characters got updated movesets. Pokemon Trainer doesn't fatigue when switching between Pokemon anymore, and Ganondorf finally got a freaking sword. You know, it's not a tease anymore, it's not just in his friggin' taunt, it's being used. And he looks good doing it with that Ocarina of Time makeover. Finally, to put the cherry on top of the nostalgia-filled sundae, we've also already seen fully updated Smash 5 versions of iconic stages from the old games, like Saffron City from Smash 64, Peach's Castle from Melee, and more, alongside some fresh new stages, of course. Alright, let's hit the pause for a second though. All that stuff I just said, a lot of it's actually not new per se, since so much of the focus of this game is being on the Ultimate in terms of what came before it. But that doesn't mean there aren't new things, even in the way the game is played. So yeah, we're finally answering that question we asked so many weeks ago. Is it a port? In short, not really. The gap between Ultimate and Smash 4 is easily the smallest between any two Smash games, and they certainly look very similar. But Nintendo went out of their way to show us in the trailer that there are multiple mechanics changes, some of them quite dramatic. Well, sometimes less dramatic actually. Final Smashes have all been adjusted to be fast and to the point, so you don't have to watch a 30-second long animation of Captain Falcon committing vehicular manslaughter while you get a drink because you know your stock is gone already. That speaks to a game direction that is focused on speed, something the commentators of the tournament told us over and over again. Oh yeah, don't think we forgot about the tournament. That itself says a lot. While Smash 4 had an invitation of its own, this was different. Smash Ultimate is clearly being built with a competitive audience in mind. Just giving us the opportunity to see high-level gameplay can teach us a whole lot about the game. But before we get into dissecting that and the notes a writer hastily scribbled in a sleep-deprived state while demoing the game at Nintendo New York City, let's talk about the stuff confirmed in the trailer first. One thing that makes it clear that the game has competitive play in mind is the fact that you can toggle every single stage between the regular version and a version with no stage hazards, so no more getting blown up by the Pokemon from the Saffron City garage. If you don't want that, at least. What's more, every stage has classic 3-platform battlefield and flat final destination layouts for your no-items Fox-only lovers. The devotion to fast, more aggressive play is also exemplified in the other mechanics that were showed off during the Direct. For one, rolling multiple times in a row makes each roll following the first weaker and weaker, punishing players for committing just to defensive maneuvers. You can also now perform any smash attack, this series' namesake, out of the initial dash, opening up avenues for attack that weren't available beforehand, and pressing the A button and the jump button at the same time will result in an immediate short hop that keeps you close to the ground and has an aerial come out immediately, meaning putting out fast hitboxes is easier than ever before. Finally, the method of executing the technique known as perfect shielding has changed, as has its use. While in previous games, putting up your shield close to the same time an attack hits it would let you immediately respond with an attack, in this game you actually have to drop your shield at the correct moment instead of putting it up, and it puts the person attacking you into additional lag so you have all the time in the world to punish them. Some other smaller changes we were told about include quality of life changes, such as the fighter in the lead of a multi-person battle flashing to indicate who to take down and the score showing up in between stocks. Additionally, the damage scaling is now adjusted depending on how many fighters are in the match. In more crowded game modes, damage is lowered slightly to compensate for the high potential for damage from so many fighters. But for many players, two announcements stood out above all the rest. The first was handled with all the fanfare it necessitates from Nintendo, as they slowly zoomed in on the sleek body of one of their greatest achievements like it was a Jaguar or something. That's right, they're gonna be producing new Gamecube controllers. For the many people who have been playing Smash for years competitively, this is an announcement met almost with tears, as Gamecube controllers have gone out of circulation. The cost of maintaining a wired controller for competitive play has reached crazy levels. Seriously, you can find these things on Amazon for more than the game costs. But the other announcement, the one that's arguably the biggest in the game, was announced in a considerably more hushed manner. It may not be apparent at first glance why the return of directional air dodges is so huge, but to many, it was the single most exciting development of the whole trailer. For those devotees of Melee who still play it to this day, the game is defined in many ways by its slick movement, the hallmark of which is the Wavedash. By air dodging into the ground, a player can slide, expanding the range of movement to basically whatever you can think of. Sakurai was aware of Wavedashing when making Melee and left it in, but following the game's competitive growth, he removed directional air dodging entirely in Brawl and Smash 4. This left the air dodge as an incredibly powerful option for evasion due to its new ability to be used multiple times, but stripped of its slippery capabilities. So the reintroduction of the directional air dodge, for many, represented hope that Wavedashing might be back. So, is it? For that, we turn to the Invitational. Nintendo wasn't intent on showing us the potential of Wavedashing in their video, but as soon as the Smash Invitational started, we saw exactly what's what. With the roster of invited players being composed equally of professional Melee and Smash 4 players, it's no surprise some tried Wavedashing. Wavedashing itself isn't in the game, as there's an artificial lockout from air dodging immediately after leaving the ground. What is there, in some fashion at least, is wave landing, performing an air dodge as you land instead of on takeoff. Unfortunately, this wave land has significantly more lag than what's in Melee, and if your momentum takes you to the platform, you don't slide off, making the usefulness of wave landing as is pretty limited for now. More on that later. Wave landing isn't the only thing we learned about from the Invitational though. Just from watching, we can glean tons of information about the game. For example, we saw that it's now possible to escape out of a grab similar to other fighting games by throwing out a grab of your own. The impact this might have on the game is huge. While we talked about promoting offensive gameplay earlier, this actually makes shield stronger since, you know, grab is used to beat shield and you could grab out of a shield. Knockback also seems really different. While at first it looks like you're getting sent away farther than you do in Smash 4, for example, the knockback stops very abruptly once you reach the place you're going instead of your flight continuing smoothly. It sort of looks like when you played balloon volleyball as a kid. Fast, and then slow. It honestly looks a little weird. We also learned from the Invitational that recovering is significantly harder. In Smash 4, everyone had huge magnet hands, meaning if you were anywhere within, a mile of the ledge, you would snap to it automatically. These magnets seem like their magic has run out, and we saw the higher precision required to recover on display at the Invitational when players continuously shot past the ledge. From the time pro players have spent with the game, and that we have ourselves, we've also learned some other things. For example, you can act pretty immediately out of a run into anything, making a wide variety of movement possible and increasing that fast-paced ground game that's so stressed. But maybe the biggest new thing in Smash Bros. Ultimate Ultimate at all is how concerned Nintendo seems to be about feedback. Pros and Sakurai alike stress that the game isn't in its finished state. A line we've heard before, yeah, but this time it seems like their money's where their mouth is. When the writer of this piece finished his sleep-deprived demo, the Nintendo employee running it spent more time taking feedback than the length of the demo. And they were actually writing it down too. With the clear attention paid to the competitive scene shown, that means Smash's long-absent father might have finally come home, and the game really could change in the next few months of development before it launches in December, so stuff like the weird knockback or a bug where you can't run past someone could be fixed. Or, you know, maybe the game launches as is. It's hard to say, but the amount of analysis that's gone into less than a week of footage of a demo of this game makes it clear the Smash community is gonna make the most of it. Once again, I'm Adrian, and thanks for watching What's New in Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you had to pick one character to add, who would it be? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you can be notified when we upload new videos. This has been The Leaderboard, your home for video game facts.